This is Brendan with Cusack Prep, and what I've created here is my first website to teach students kind of step by step how to perform certain math tasks. This is the beta version. It does not include video features, which we plan to add soon. It also isn't the most robust website as far as its HTML, CSS formatting, but I think you'll see the underlying logic is quite good. So, as a math teacher, I think you might know that you often have to reteach students how to factor, especially when the coefficient on the x squared is not 1. Students often forget the steps for doing this. Well, this website, a student can input any problem, and it will take them step by step through the process of how to do it. We plan to add in features where students have to give an answer to each step of the process, as well as videos that students can watch for hints or to see a parallel problem done. That's coming down the line. But for now, let's just show you kind of how it works. So step 1 is it provides the student with a visual aid as far as what two terms to multiply. We can see that the coefficient on the x squared term has become red, and the constant term at the end has become blue. And it reminds the student to just multiply those values. It then shows the students the steps for multiplying. 10 times negative 5 gives you negative 50. And with that negative 50, we have to find two numbers that multiply to it, and also that add to the middle term, which is negative 23. The process of doing this and the thoughts that students have to go through involve thinking of all the factor pairs that multiply to negative 50, or at least going until they find one that adds to negative 23. For the purpose of this, we have written out all the factor pairs, and then we are telling the students to figure out which factor pair multiplies to negative 50 and adds to negative 23. We then go through this, and we found that those two numbers are 2 and negative 25, and we use that to split the middle term. This minus 23x is split into positive 2x and minus 25x, while the first term and the last term remain untouched. We go on to proceed by factoring by grouping, by putting parentheses around the first two terms and the second two terms. We then instruct the student to remove the greatest common factor. So a 2x comes out of the first, a negative 5 comes out of the second. I think in the grand vision of the company, students will be able to move into a different area if they're not able to solve this to review taking out the greatest common factor. And then the final steps are we bring the 2x and the minus 5 together and the 5x plus 1. So you can see that in a lot of ways this might look a little bit like Khan Academy, and it's because in a lot of ways it is. I think Khan Academy has definitely served as an inspiration for this. But I think this is going to go a lot further in helping students solve individual problems. Whatever it is that they need, this can solve. Also, because of what we plan to put into it with the kind of the step-by-step questions, we can evaluate each student at each part along the way and then focus in on those particular areas. Hopefully in time, we'll be able to use newer ideas and technologies like machine learning to optimize the sequence of steps or the sets of videos that a particular student sees to allow that particular student to learn at the fastest rate possible. I'll just go ahead and put in another set of numbers just so that you can see that the program is in fact robust. So I'm just going to refresh the page, and I'll put some large numbers in here. I can't take out the greatest common factor yet, but let's say let's do something different. So let's say we had something like that. So 50 times negative 30, negative 1500. Let's do 2 and 750. So that's going to give us 748, let's make it negative just so you can see that it works across all of those values. So multiply the a term by the c term, again the q comes up, it iterates through and finds all the factor pairs, fairly impressive, there's quite a few there. And then it's also able to determine which of those factor pairs adds to that middle term of negative 748. Again, just kind of iterating through the process, and you can see that in the end it factors like this. Any math teacher knows that 2x minus 30, you can pull a 2 out of it. Again, haven't quite gone that far with it, but I think the general idea is good. Thank you for your time.